Greetings, everyone. This is First Centurion 753 with a first look at the game Imperator Rome. This is a Paradox game, like Europa Universalis or Hearts of Iron 4 Crusader Kings. The setting is ancient Rome, and the year is 452. But it's 452 from the beginning of Rome. For those who aren't aware, Rome, according to legend, began in 753. Hence, First Centurion 753. So, I figured that a Roman game, I've always wanted to play a Roman game. Originally, I was planning on making this a channel on Attila Total War to start. That's why I kind of went with the First Centurion handle. This game, however, like I said, starts in 452. For those of you who would like to know, 452 is equivalent to 302 BC or BCE. And we got a little Pythagoras when he was asked what time it was, answered that it was the soul of the world, of this world. That's interesting. They've got a lot of little interesting historical quotes and tidbits in this game, which I think has gone through a lot of development. I've been watching the developer diaries somewhat as they've been going on. It's, like I said, focuses on 300 BC. This is right after the time of Alexander. I believe Alexander was around 330 some BC. And so you have the successor kingdoms like the Ptolemy dynasty in Egypt, the Seleucid dynasty in Persia and Parthia, Bactria. You have Indian kingdoms that are included. They do not go into China, although some recent YouTube videos I've watched make arguments that there were Romans involved in China. You've got Armenia. I don't know why that's called Iberia. That's weird. I thought Iberia was where Spain is. Maybe there's a history there. You've got Greek city-states. You've got Thrace here. Macedonia. I think these are descendants of Alexander's kingdoms. You've got other Greek city-states here like Sparta. Sparta could be interesting. I don't really have clouds over Sparta right now. And then, of course, you have Athens. So those are things that could be interesting. I haven't played this game too much, just really doing a first look, like I said. Another interesting game, faction that I would like to play would be Carthage, kind of. Maybe change the outcome of the Punic Wars and continue Carthaginian maritime empire. That might be a cool thing. What do we have over here? Do we have Phoenicians? We do. We have Phoenicians. That's another maritime empire. They look like they're in much worse shape than the Carthaginians are. Maybe we could do a resurgence of the Mycenaean kingdom, because I believe these are Mycenaean in culture, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Cretan. No, not Mycenaean. Yeah, no, never mind. Sorry about that. Ionia, that's another cool one. Other interesting kingdoms, the Etruscans could be an interesting kingdom because they were dominating northern Italy before Rome. So that could be another turning point. I'm not too familiar with much more as far as this history goes. You could always do like a Scandinavian empire or maybe a Germanic empire of some sort. So let me know what you guys think about this game, whether you like to see it on the channel. There's stuff going on in the Middle East. There's stuff going on down in East Africa. Maybe Christianity hasn't emerged yet. I haven't played the game out, so I don't know if Christianity will continue to emerge. But I am in the middle of the tutorial. And if you look at the tutorial objective, stabilize Rome. Pretty easy. You can get Rome by stabilizing 1 point. This is a lot like sort of EU4 meets CK2 kind of, I'd say. CK2 Crusader Kings 2. You're gonna have to construct armies, trading camps. There's a trade component in here that's a little bit different from uh, Europa Universalis. There are inventions. Let's just go through national overview here. We're playing as Rome. It's an aristocratic republic. There are some characters too that you have to pay attention to in this game, which kind of makes it more like Attila Total War, somewhat like CK2, but I would say more like Attila Total War. But that's just at a first glance. The Hellenic culture, which is a Greek culture, that's an interesting play. You could play spread the Hellenic Empire. I'm sure there's a lot of other plays in this game that would be interesting with people who know more of the history of this time period. My knowledge of history does not really, or my expertise of history doesn't really go back this far. I only teach from early modern time, which would be like Renaissance. I go into the Middle Ages a little bit, but Rome has always been something that was of interest to me. Roman history. So, government. Being a republic, you do have the Senate and various different civic factions. There's a mercantile faction, religious faction, there's that populist faction, military faction, civic faction. So that's all interesting. Oh, as far as statistics on the top, you have your treasury, you have your manpower, you have military power. Like EU4 has 3 different monarch powers. This game has 5: military power, civic power, oratory power. Oratory power is interesting. Religious power. Oh no, 4. Sorry, I thought I had 5. There's our stability. Score. All right, and these are all different members of your cabinet, so to speak, which have different impacts on various elements. There's also laws, which actually this kind of reminds me a little bit of CK2, how there are different laws for the realm that you can apply, so that's pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on in government there. That's a council. Senate, council, and court. The court. Factions in the Senate. Where's the court? Show government. Alright. Military screen. You have traditions that move down somewhat like almost like national focuses in Hearts of Iron 4. Show statistics. These are different military units. My screen doesn't seem to be picking up everything, which is a little annoying for me. Technology. There's various technologies that you can purchase. Available inventions. And I think the monarch power, or the whatever powers they want to call these, they're not monarch powers. But these powers translate to advances, just like in EU4 there. Religion is a new component, it's got new stuff. There's research being done. That's interesting. Was that religion? Hellenic religion. Okay, different impacts there. The economy, you have basically the budget, really. Convert currency is interesting. Oh no, you convert currency into monarch spending. So that's a new dynamic to the game. Diplomacy, like all diplomacies, various different forms of diplomacy and status that you can achieve. Alliance actions, offer alliance, offer guarantee. Invite into defensive league, access actions, influence actions, demand tribute, intervene in a war, threaten a war, sell a city. You can sell a city, that's interesting. Covert actions, support rebels, fabricate claims, relations. You can improve opinions, send insults, and gifts. Different governments may offer different types, I'm not 100% sure. We've got different decisions that can be made that will have an impact. Doesn't look like EU4 decision screen yet, but maybe it will improve with mods and DLCs. Trade overview, like I said, is a little more complex. You're exporting cloth, capital goods. You can export and import, and that will have different abilities. Your infantry is needed for, you need iron. Army maintenance needs wine. Is that wine? Yeah, wine is needed for army maintenance. Grain needed for national manpower. Okay. That's a little more complex. I haven't really fully understood that yet. Characters and families. This makes it more like CK2, really. And it's got the prominence, popularity, loyalty, corruption, health, age, and wealth of these individuals. And their other characteristics: zeal, charisma, finesse, martial. Show families, different families that exist within the Republic. There's a lot going on there that I haven't explored fully yet. And the last one here we have mercenaries. You can hire mercenaries. This is like CK4 really. Different problems that you start off with, and a whole bunch of maps and macro builder. Huh. Alright, so let me know what you guys think of this series, or the game. This is just a quick overview from me. That was about 10 minutes. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see any types of series being played? I do have some experience with EU4. Definitely a lot of experience with Hearts of Iron 4. Some with CK2. Minimal with Victoria 2. I never played Stellaris. I don't own that game. Those are my Paradox gaming familiarities. Also City Skylines, but that doesn't seem much like this game. So, let me know if you guys would like to see this on the channel. Like the video, like this preview if you did, and then I'll consider starting a series. Also, any ideas for series, feel free to post them down below. If you're new to the channel, please check out my other videos, particularly GPS4 videos, Hearts of Iron videos, other city building games that I played. And subscribe if you like what you see, and hit the bell button if you like to see more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Or I'll see you maybe in a new series.